Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Hey, look at that. I got a new story for you. I thought it might be fun to do a cooking project that has to do with a story. So we're going to read this book, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the cooking project that I did that this book made me think of doing. So this is Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and it is retold, and the pictures are drawn by Jan Brett. I really like Jan Brett's work because she puts a lot of detail into her pictures. Look at those fancy costumes bears have. Even around the edge on the border of the picture, she puts lots of details. So let's read about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Look at that. The story is already starting on this page, on the title page, even before there are any words. There's Goldilocks. Looks like she's out going for a walk in the woods. Oh, and there she's seeing. Once upon a time, there were three bears. And they all lived together in a house of their own in the woods. One of them was a little small wee bear. One of them was a middle-sized bear. And one of them was a huge, great, big bear. They each had a bowl of porridge for breakfast in the morning. A little bowl for the little small wee bear, a middle-sized bowl for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge bowl for the great huge bear. And they each had a chair to sit in, a little chair for the little small bear, a middle-sized bear for the middle-sized chair for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge chair for the great huge bear. They each had a bed to sleep in. A little bed for the little wee bear, a middle-sized bed for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge bed for the great huge bear. One day, after they had made their porridge for breakfast and poured it into their porridge bowls, they walked out into the woods while the porridge was cooling. The porridge can be very hot right after you cook it. And while they were walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came to their house. First she looked in at the windows, then she peeked in at the keyhole, and seeing no one was at home, she walked in. Is it a good idea to go into somebody's house when they're not there? Just walk in? Is that a good idea? How pleased Goldilocks was when she saw the steaming bowls of porridge. The sweet smell of the porridge with roasted nuts and honey and berries filled the room. It was so tempting that Goldilocks set about helping herself. First, she tasted the porridge of the great, huge bowl for the great, huge bear, but it was too hot. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bowl for the middle-sized bear, but it was too cold. Then she tasted the porridge of the little small wee bear in the little small wee bowl, and it was neither too hot nor too cold. It was just right. She liked it so much, she ate it all up. Now she's eating their food. Then Goldilocks sat down in the chair of the great huge bear. But it was just too hard for her. Then she sat down in the chair of the middle-sized bear. but it was too soft. Then she sat down in the chair of the little small wee bear, and it was just right. It was not too hard or too soft. So Goldilocks seated herself in it, and there she sat until the bottom of the chair gave out, and down she came, plump, right on the floor. Now she's broken their chair. Oh my. Well, Goldilocks then went upstairs to the bedroom in which the three bears slept. First she lay down upon the bed of the great huge bear, but it was too high in the head for her. Then she lay down on the bed of the middle-sized bear, but it was too high at the feet. So then she laid down upon the bed of the little small wee bear, and that was neither too high at the head nor too high at the feet, but it was just right. And so she covered herself up comfortably and soon fell fast asleep. By this time, the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough to eat, so they came home. Goldilocks had left a spoon of the great huge bear standing in his porridge. "Somebody's been eating my porridge," said the great huge bear in his great rough, gruff voice. And when the middle-sized bear looked at hers, she saw that the spoon was standing in it too. "Somebody's been eating my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in her middle voice. Then the little small wee bear looked in her bowl, and the spoon was in the porridge bowl, but the porridge was all gone. "Somebody's been eating my porridge and they ate it all up," said this little small wee bear in his little small wee voice. How disappointing to come back and find your porridge gone. Upon this, the three bears, seeing that someone had entered their house and eaten up little small wee bear's breakfast, began to look around them. Now Goldilocks had not put the hard cushion straight when she rose from the chair of the great huge bear. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair," said the great huge bear in his great huge rough gruff voice. "And somebody's been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear, when she looked and saw the cushion on her chair all messed up. And you know what Goldilocks had done to the third chair. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair and has sat the bottom right out of it," said the little tiny wee small bear in his little wee small voice. Poor little bear. No porridge, broken chair. Then the three bears thought it necessary for them to go further search. So they went upstairs in their bedroom. Now Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great huge bear off of the bed. "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed," said the great huge bear in his great gruff rough voice. And Goldilocks had pulled the cover off the middle-sized bear's bed. "Somebody has been sleeping in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. And then the little small wee bear came to look at his bed, and there was Goldilocks, sleeping peacefully, her long shiny braids spread across his pillow. Little small wee bear just stared at her for a minute and didn't say anything. But then he cried, "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed, and there she is!" Goldilocks had heard in her sleep the great rough gruff voice of the great huge bear and the middle voice of the middle bear, but they had only been far off, like in a dream. But when she heard the little small wee voice of the little small wee bear, it was so sharp and so shrill and so like her own that it wakened her at once. Up she started, and when she saw the 3 bears on one side of the bed, she tumbled herself off of the other and ran to the window. Out Goldilocks jumped and ran away as fast as she could run, not looking behind her until she was very far away. And what happened to Goldilocks afterward, no one can tell. But the 3 bears never saw anything more of her again. The end. So, I made some porridge. If you'd like to make some porridge with me, you can see the video and you can come up with your own kind of porridge. When I was a little girl, we always had porridge for breakfast. It might be porridge made from oats, or it might be porridge made from cornmeal, or it might be porridge made from wheat. If you were in the afternoon class a few weeks ago, remember Michael and his mom had snack and they made some porridge? It had berries and honey, just like the 3 bears. It was really good. You might enjoy making some porridge. You might make it like I made mine, or you might make yours differently. I want you to tell me if you decided to make some porridge. I want you to tell me how it turned out. Did you like it? Did you like the things you put in it? We'll see. Well, I enjoyed sharing this story with you, and I hope I get to see you again soon. Miss you guys so much. I know you're having lots of great adventures at home with your families. I'll talk to you later. Bye.